Today I'll be sharing with you guys my favorite Christmas films that are rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's talk about them. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys do too, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up-and-coming videos. Rotten Tomatoes is a site that I do trust. I visit it regularly and I really trust the scores on Rotten Tomatoes. But sometimes I don't agree with some of them, and I have a list of some Christmas films that I've watched many times throughout the years that are considered to be rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. So are there any films that you guys absolutely love to watch during the holiday time, but people consider them to be really bad films? Honestly, this list surprised me with some of them that they actually are rotten. A lot of people don't care for them. So it was a bit of a shocker. So we're going to get started with my first Christmas movie here. It's one I watched a lot when I was younger, and that is 8 Crazy Nights. I don't have this on Blu-ray. I really would love to get it on Blu-ray, but this is an Adam Sandler animated film that has 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I can completely understand why it is so low on Rotten Tomatoes. But this came out when I was about 5th grade, and I absolutely loved Adam Sandler at that time with Mr. Deeds and Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I thought having an animated film was pretty clever, and he gets to voice several characters within here. It's a funny film. It's really ridiculous, but I think it has a good message towards the end. And Adam Sandler has all of his quirks that he has in real movies. And in this movie, they translate nicely into the animated form. And then the song at the end is pretty good as well. We also have Rob Schneider and John Lovitz in the movie. Davy Stone is a likable character, even though that he's really mean to people. But he ends up being a likable character. I just think it's a lot of fun. It puts me in the Christmas mood. It's got fun animation. It's a creative movie, but I completely understand why people may not like this movie. And being at only 12%, it is a fun film, and I really need to watch it this year. I'll probably watch it sometime soon, but it's one that I do watch a lot. And I remember getting this actual DVD from when I was younger. Next up is one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, and that's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, sitting at 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. And honestly, this is probably the biggest surprise for me. I think Jim Carrey is delightful in the film. This is a classic for me. I think he adds a lot of his charm to this role. It puts me in the Christmas mood. I love the town of Whoville. It does have a rough time getting started and introducing the Grinch and kind of having a solid plot. Just kind of fun moments in the beginning. But once we get past that, I think it's a fun film. I love how the film looks. I love Whoville, the costume designs, the makeup for Jim Carrey as the Grinch. And he's so fun in the movie. He just really lets loose and kind of makes the role his own. Ron Howard is a talented director. I always forget that he directed this movie. But for it being a Christmas movie, it's one I always watch. I remember getting it on DVD. When did this movie come out? Like 2001? I think 2001. Around that time. 2000 maybe. Getting it and watching it. I think I've seen it every single year since it's been released. But it's one of those films that I thought a lot of people loved, but going through comments on Facebook and Twitter, that's not the case for a lot of people. People actually kind of don't like this movie, but I really love it. The Grinch is just one of my favorite Dr. Seuss stories anyways. Being a first grade teacher, I've read that story like many times to my students, and I always bring up this movie when we talk about The Grinch. Next up is Office Christmas Party. Now, this film took me some years to really appreciate it. I saw it in 2016, and when I saw it, I came out of the movie theater and it was snowing outside. So that's like a memory that I have for this movie, is that it wasn't snowing. We came out and then it was just dumping. And honestly, that's probably one of the best memories of snowing. And we played out in the parking lot of the movie theater while it was snowing. So it was a good time. Anyways, this movie, for the first time, I thought it was kind of okay. It just felt quiet for a party movie like this. Maybe it was just a theater, but when I saw it in 2017, 2018, I was like, I actually kind of like this movie. It's really chaotic. You got really fun actors in here like Jason Bateman and T.J. Miller, Olivia Munn, Jillian Bell, Jennifer Aniston. They're all fun characters. But this movie really spirals out of control. I think that's what I really love about this movie, that it maintains this Christmas feel, but then also offers this party aspect and just loses it. And I love watching how chaotic the film gets and how the party really gets out of control. That's probably the best thing about this movie. So taking the Christmas party, which I've never been to a work Christmas party, but I'm sure it's nothing like this. But having that Christmas party and having these fun characters letting loose, I think it's a really funny film. Like I said, I would agree with the 41% when I first saw it. After seeing it multiple times, it is one that has gone up on the list for me as one of my favorite Christmas movies. Now, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, was a film that I thought everybody loved. Everybody loves the Home Alone movie, so why not love Home Alone 2? This film sits at 33%. Now, I do prefer the first one to this movie, and I do like the third one as well. But this Home Alone 2, I think, offers a new setting, which makes some of the traps that Kevin McAllister sets on the Wet Bandits pretty intriguing and pretty inventive. But having the new setting, I think, works and offers more of how can he protect himself when he's not at home. He has to stay at this hotel, so how can he really protect himself in a city that he does not know? And so he felt comfortable at home. In the first film, he knew his town. In the second film, he doesn't know where he is and doesn't know a lot of the cities. So I think that's a different approach to the film that I did love. I could watch Home Alone and Home Alone 2 every day and still laugh at it. Watching Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern get hurt and fall over and try to capture Kevin McAllister is something I laugh at every single time. And anytime that they're falling over or running into each other, kind of that slapstick style humor, I'm losing it. I laugh so much at both of these films, and it just feels like it's the first time I watch it for both of them. And that's something that it's hard to find when you watch a film, is that you can love it like the first time you watched it. And that's how I feel about both Home Alone and Home Alone 2. So Home Alone 2 is really fun. Not as good as the first film, but I still really do love it. And the last film on the list is not my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's not like a ranking video, but that is Jingle All the Way. I've watched this film so many times. Not even Christmas time, I've watched this movie. This film sits at 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is so low. As a kid, I didn't pay attention to reviews or anything. I just loved it and I watched it. And that was Jingle All the Way. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think he's so fun in this role. Turbo Man is like a Power Ranger type of character. Maybe that's why I loved it so much when I first watched it, because this film was released in 1996. And around that time, I was really into Power Rangers. And so maybe that's one of the reasons I loved it so much. But I like how Arnold Schwarzenegger cares so much for his son that he wants to, get the Turbo Man doll for him. Watching as a parent now, I would do that. I would go spend the whole day trying to find a toy for my child if they wanted it. But throughout the day, they have these fun moments with him and Sinbad, trying to get to the radio station to list the reindeer names, and then they have the bomb, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger keeps running into the cop. So many fun moments in here. The soundtrack is really great. It's every single moment just kind of feels crazier than the other. And this one's so low on Rotten Tomatoes. It's crazy. Looking at Rotten Tomatoes, 15%. That is crazy. Some of my favorite films to watch during the holidays are really low on Rotten Tomatoes. That is a shame. But no matter the reviews or no matter what people think about them, these are films that I will watch every single year. And I'm excited to see new films during the holidays and see if they get added to my list. I watch these films every single year, along with Home Alone and Elf and It's a Wonderful Life and Miracle on 34th Street and The Night Before. Those are just a few Christmas movies that I watch every single year. But these ones are ones that are considered to be rotten, and people don't like them as much as I do. So there you guys have it, the 5 films that I watch every single year that are rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Do you guys like any of these movies? Are there any other rotten films that you love to watch during the holidays? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stick around for more up and coming Christmas specials. I got a few different ones planned for you guys that I'm really excited to upload for you guys, so stick around for those. And thank you to everybody for making 2020 such a great year for me on YouTube. I love doing videos for you guys, and the holidays is just another fun time to do random fun videos for you guys, and I got a lot planned for you guys for the month of December. So make sure to subscribe to my channel, stick around for more up and coming Christmas specials for you guys. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.